Hello guys, Jerry speaking. Welcome to LJPCBM episode 1458. Today back to Spots Love Podcast episode number 3. Lucas Bradley, a Barney fan, who is a crossover between Mr. Crazy Kwelp House and of course Blue Fairy Out Gamer. A friend of mine, Lucas Bradley, that I know in person nearly a year ago. Who is, okay, let me refresh my memory here. Oh yeah, he and I see each other along with Zachary Noah in person for the first time, in MobileCon, because we could hang out, Zachary and I, and then Lucas and I talk to each other a short-lived amount of time, and he was in the booth, Disney booth, and I was meeting up with some guests. Zach was there at the time, and long story short, I think Zach and I talk about some things random, with their mom, our moms, Zach and not my mom for some reason, and I find Lucas was there in the Eeyore costume, with me and my mom and Johnny Yarn Bosch, who's the Power Ranger at the time, one of the original ones with Zach, who was played by Water Jones. Now Water Jones at the time, he was not there. He was with the another con at Florida with my friend and my mom's workmate. His name is Dontre. At the time, he told me about Water Jones, the original Black Mighty Morphin Power Ranger at the time, and I met up with Johnny Yarn Bosch, and I sent him a picture of Jason David Frank, and I met him in person years prior to me meeting up with Johnny Yarn Bosch, and I bumped up with Lucas Bradley, which you'll see a little bit. So yeah, and he said, I'm sorry, I can't talk right now. And I said, that's okay. And he's like, it's nice to meet you. I'm like, okay, fine. It's nice to meet you as well, Lucas. And if you watch this, Lucas, yeah, it was great fun having you here. So, at MobileCon. I'll see you again probably around May 2024. So be looking out for it. It's going to be a huge event. But in this episode of Spots Love Podcast, LJPCBM episode, we're doing something a little different. Karan and, of course, Lucas Bradley, interview. So, it's a Barney fan tradition, LJPCBM episode. So, it was taken months after I met Lucas in person. So, there you go on that. Let's react to this beginning in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. I'm gonna hold on. We skipped some parts while I was watching. Anyway, I'm gonna move on. Anyway, go. Barney History Fans present Spots of Love Podcast, and there he is.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Spots of Love podcast. I am your host, Karan. I'm super excited about doing this podcast. This is the third episode now, and it's been just a lot of fun to talk to different fans of the Barney community. Like I've always said before, this podcast is the same sort of as the one that existed prior. Whereas we talk about Barney and we talk about our love for Barney and the things that inspire us from that show. But it's also different in the idea of us trying new things and trying new ways to make it interactive and more fun for you as the viewers, and then also you as the guests when you come on our show.
Yes.
So just keeping in that same vein of excitement, there's been a lot that's happened over the last week or 2 weeks since we filmed the last episode. So I really want to talk to our guest today about some of those things. and then even just a little bit more. So I'm super excited to introduce our guest today, Lucas. Lucas, how are you?
I'm doing very well, Karen. Thanks for having me here. It really is a huge honor.
Yeah, man, it's an honor for me too because you know, I'm one of the new admins to the history fans, but I've been around the Barney community for a long time, and I've always seen your name and you know you doing your costume performances and things like that, but we've never had actual chances to have a conversation. So I'm super excited to be able to finally speak to you about the purple guy. What is it that you so we see your costumes in the back. Let's just talk about those for a quick second. What do you have a costume business or what do you do?
I wish I did. No.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mostly, I use him for a couple of I use him for a couple of events. First off, I sometimes use him for conventions for for cosplays. Second, which you probably most known for, my TikTok videos. I also do TikTok. Over 15,000 followers on TikTok as a
Wow. Nowadays, Lucas is, which I don't use TikTok that much, by the way. If you watch this, Lucas, for you, boy. Let's see. I couldn't find TikTok anywhere. By the way, let me check my TikTok account, because I don't use TikTok that much. Turn down the volume a little bit. No. I don't want to get banned from YouTube because of this. Yeah, my friend Eric Lima posted a video for some reason. If you watch Eric, yeah, I don't post stuff on TikTok, so no. I'm searching Lucas Bradley now, and I gotta follow him on TikTok because I didn't want to post stuff on there. I don't really upload stuff on TikTok, so no. But yeah, I'm looking at Lucas Bradley and see. I gotta follow him there. Let's see. Users. No. No, he has about... Oh, man. He has about, like... Wow, he has a new profile pic. Okay. He has about 16,500 plus followers now. Wow, he didn't have much followers. Okay. And about nearly 1,050 likes. Okay. 150,000 likes. Okay. I didn't see Lucas Bradley's name anywhere, so unfortunately I couldn't see it. So no. But yeah, I got you follow Lucas if you're watching this. Continue on.
Nice.
And third and most importantly, I do game reviews. I run a YouTube channel called The Fairly Odd Gamer. As you can see, I have my wand with me.
Nice.
But yeah, I did see your Very Odd Gamer episode. I was one of the patrons and have a cosmic character say, This is today's show goes to Luke Jeffers for some reason. And it's like, wow. And I was one of the patrons supporters of the $10 per month thing. But, you know, that just makes sense. It was a joiner of that, so yeah. And yeah, Karan, I did support your I did and he did say I did have time for his $5 per month thing. No, excuse me. I did have time for special thanks to credit, in this case, Clubhouse per se. But as for what's going next, but it just makes more sense, you know. And yes, but back to Lucas one, my point. I did react to the whole 6 episodes of Very Odd Gamer. I, for one, did not. One time I did the original file of Very Odd Gamer episode Polar Express. I was just thinking, what is that? You know, in the scene of where Hux Gamer is like to the gamer thinking, I was look at this, and then I was thinking like this, and you just look at Sonic the Hedgehog. It was like, what is? And he commented saying like, that was some guy from Sonic Unleashed. I'm like, okay, I don't want to remember the game it's called. Lucas, comment below in this video. I'm sorry, but yeah, that's just me. Continue on.
From the
Yeah.
And sometimes whenever a guest comes in, I always bring in one of these guys in.
Wow, like Hux Gamer, for example. And then we have about some costume characters. You know, when I saw Fairy Odd Gamer, and I was one of those guys in the Jump Force episode saying, please review Jump Force. You know, and I gotta say, one of the best episodes I ever seen in Fairy Odd Gamer history, per se. Cause I was only near close to be 20, and yes, that was taped in the location that no one knows cost. This is before I had the Funko Pops collection in the bookshelves because I was needing more space. And this way before I had this LJPCBM Studio relocation, my brother's relocation. He needs more space. So months later, cause he's thinking, why are we just having more space, you know? And he did. If you want to check out this video, link in the description below, but that's just me. Continue on.
Man, I didn't know that you were the Fairly Odd Gamer either, because I've seen that channel around, but had no idea it was the same person. So that's kind of crazy to put that connection in. But that's really cool. Let's talk about Barney. That's what we're here for.
Yes, that's where we're here. Yeah, because it has to be that way for Barney History fans. Continue on.
Let's go to the beginning. Do you remember when you first came across Barney and what that experience was like at all?
Okay, well, first off, I first heard of it back in preschool, I think.
Wow.
I think they had like a couple of VHS tapes or something. I never grew up watching Barney at all. At first, I thought when I was very young, I thought he terrified me as a kid.
Really?
Okay. Wow.
Yes, because I never grew up watching it in my childhood. Never seen the show, but as an adult, I come to know more and more about him, which is kind of ironic because usually you know Barney as a kid, but for me, I know of him as an adult. So it's kind of strange the more I think about it.
Yeah. What was it? Do you think back when you were younger that made you kind of scared of the character? What was there certain things about the way the costume looked, or the way he sounded, or what was it that scared you as a kid?
Well, what scared me was I think, was probably when the doll comes to life. Basically,
that was the same thing happened to me, Lucas. Like, oh my God, what happened to Barney? Well, last episode I said that Flash is space. Like, no offense in season 1 references. Season 2 to 6 is much better, but when it comes to 7 through around the range of, say, 14, I thought it was okay, but no flashy points and bits and pieces. But anyway, continue on.
That's a kind of rubs me the wrong way. I think it does terrify me a bit. So, and back when I was a kid, I was used to I actually was, like most kids or some kids, terrified of people dressed in costumes. Even in Disney World, I was terrified of people in costumes, which is ironic now because I have some costumes right here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting. Do you think that now that you do costume performing yourself, it has it's helped with what that fear was as a child, do you think?
Absolutely. I feel like the way most people will overcome their fears is that, well, usually I think of them as normal people just doing their jobs, because I'm also an actor. I've done stage. I've worked with people in costumes before, so I know what that's like. And I feel like sometimes people overcome their fears by just being in a mascot costume and try to because my job as a mascot performer, try to entertain people and make people happy.
Yes, thank you. Because I was just one of those guys since last year entertained by Lucas. And he entertained me back. So, at the time frame, I did react to his series. I'll react to his main channel at some point, not outside Fairy Odd Gamer. Because I haven't got a chance to react to the Lucas Bradley Productions ones yet. So, that's just my case. Continue on.
But there are times in which I unintentionally scare someone. I try to back off and just meet the parent first, or just make sure that or try to distance themselves from the kids so that way they'll feel more comfortable.
It shows you how good that you are as a costume performer, though, because I performed as Barney when I was 14 until I was about 23, and then I stopped, and then I started again up until 2021.
Wow.
And then I did other costumes too, Spider-Man, Black Panther, those kind of things. But
Wait. Spider-Man? Black Panther, okay. Oh, wow. Wow, you did a lot, okay. Speaking of, yeah, because you did, oh, wow, Spider-Man, okay. Oh, these are Marvel, and why just Rob, aka Bob Show, it's for you. Happy belated 12th anniversary to you. Continue on.
it shows you how well of a costume performer you are, because a lot of people don't understand that if a child is scared or hesitant to come to you, you have to just kind of give them that space and give. It's more of not you going to them and them coming to you, right?
Right.
Because the more that you try to approach them, and if they're nervous about it,
I'll be right back. I'm back, folks. Sorry about that. I have to take care of some random things. Let's continue on.
you're just traumatizing these kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
So allowing them the chance to come to you instead of you going to them, that shows how good you are with those costumes and understanding that as a mascot costume performer. So that's really awesome. What age? So you didn't much watch Barney as a kid. What age was it when you started to get into the show and become a fan of the show?
Well, that's an interesting question to me because oh gosh, I think I was about oh gosh, this is actually a hard question for me because I think back when I was like young adult, some in the teenage years, I guess somewhere around junior high or high school. But after a while, but I think after a while you kind of seem to know more and more about it, basically.
Wow.
Yeah. It's interesting. So you're right, because you kind of had a reverse. You kind of came to Barney in reverse, like you said. Most kids, they meet this character as a young child, and they grow up and they leave it, or they grow up and they stay with it. Like I never grew out of Barney. I'll be 30 in March, and I watched.
Wait. 30 in March. Well, now you get ready 31 in sometime. Wait. March? Hold up. Let me see. When's your birthday? Continue on.
Barney from the time I was born, and I still watch it now with my daughters, and I'm obviously.
Let me see. Speaking of which, hold on, let me see what is Kwan's birthday. Let me see. There we go. Events. No, I'm looking at. No, I'm not looking at attending events. I'm looking at the birthdays. Okay. No. Actually, birthdays. No. Friends who have a birthday. No. Birthday. You know what? Now I'm looking at birthdays. Well, this is strange. Okay. Because he started creating Mr. K's Clubhouse April 2019. Okay. I mean, I started, at the time, I couldn't find it everywhere. No. I couldn't find his birthday. Sorry, Let's see, quest. Okay. No. Okay, let's continue on.
A huge fan. So it's interesting to talk to someone like you who was hesitant of the show as a kid, and then to come into it as a teenager, which is usually the age when everyone's like, "Oh, I'm too old for this kind of stuff," right?
Yeah.
Wow.
So you said before you were kind of nervous, just because of the whole costume thing. What was it that then? What made you a fan then? When in those teenage years, what was it that you noticed with Barney where you said, "I actually like this show and this character"?
Well, I did come across other shows that had people dressed up in these kind of costumes, and I thought, maybe I was a little hesitant at first because I'm okay with it. There's a show I watched on ABCIQ, which I'm in Tennessee right now. I used to live in Alabama, and
Wait. You live in Alabama. Okay, makes sense. Anyway, and you live in my home state. You used to live in my home state one time. That was like wow. I'm like, I saw it on your about page. Like, geez, how's that gonna help up? I mean, I did meet you in person at a con. Never meet you in the Fairy Odd Gaming world before. That would be exciting. Except in person, never, except for online. That makes more sense. Continue on.
Show on called Rags, or Rags Kids Club Band, which is a band full of dogs playing rock and roll tunes. And I think that to me, I think kind of lessened my fear of it. And also, I know it's a little too early to bring up the tourist moment yet. As I'll probably showcase more, but I've had my Barney doll back in '98 when I was 2.
Wow.
And even though I was hesitant of the show, I still hold on to this as in like maybe as like my I wouldn't say sleep paralysis demon, but it's a way to help lessen my fear of it.
Oh, sure.
Wow.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, you do collect Barney dolls too. But for me, I collect just a couple of Barney dolls. I haven't seen collecting Barney dolls at all. But I'll do it like sometime in the future. But that's just me. Barney Babe on BJ. And Riff. That should be another part of my collection. But for me, I don't know yet. Continue on.
So, I vow to avoid most of this conversation in public, but let's just talk about it really quick. How do you feel then? Obviously, the news is out now that there is a reboot coming of Barney, and it's animated, and so it's not costume anymore. Which costume was one thing that made you kind of shy away from it as a young kid.
But now I've gotten used to it, so
now you're used to it. Do you think that kids out there? Do you think this animated route works better now? If there's kids out there who maybe were like you, who maybe were scared of that live action costume, to have it in cartoon form, or what do you think?
Well, in my opinion, it kind of depends on how you look at it, basically. Let's say if you're someone who has no idea about what Barney is, or what it is, or what the past is, maybe it could be a good trick. Maybe it does look pretty good because it kind of showcases a new era of Barney.
Oh,
but
sure.
but for those who are like diehard Barney fans of the original Barney fans, I've seen people that are sick to death of that new design. I mean,
Yeah.
people are. It's kind of mixed. The more I think about it, I'm kind of in the mixed side of it because I know why people don't like the new design because because owned by Mattel, it happened to Bob the Builder, it happened to Thomas the Tank Engine. I know people are trying to reboot stuff, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work at all. I think all we have is just the design, and I don't know much about it yet. I want to see actual footage of it, like how he talks, like or how he sounds, how it's gonna turn out. So I'm kind of in the mixed side of things.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Lucas and Karan, I was very excited about this whole mixed, but then when Anthony and Ian from Smosh, just like, and in flashback of Smosh, because I was watching on, when I was a member of Smosh, thinking, oh no, holy CG. Oh, and then I was just thinking, wow, I was very excited, but it's not on Netflix in the time when they talk about it. It was on HBO, it was on Max and Cartoonino at the time. I was like freaking out about this, but then, meanwhile, it was like very exciting for me. The mix is like it's chaotic. I was like amazing, excited at the same time. But no, that wasn't my Barney. But I was getting ready to be excited about Barney's world at the same time. This Barney should have been the most exciting thing. There's one particular problem, though. Bob West was not going to be the voice of Barney. Meanwhile, I saw, which I'll talk about in LJPCBM very soon, sometime yesterday, which I taped this LJPCBM from, my friend, not my friend, it was an interviewer, it was a impressionist and a voice actor at the time. I don't remember this name, I'm sorry. He did voice Barney at that time, and Christopher Kluger, if he's watching this now, he said this. Hi Luke, I have something very excited to tell you, which I heard about, by the way, yesterday. You're referred to introduce a newest member to join the long history of Barney voice actors. Corey Durham. Corey, Italian voice over actor and impressionist, sends a fresh, terrific voice actor with the beloved popular dinosaur. He will be lending his voice to classic Barney we all know and love. Well, for just Chris Kluger and Nick Kluger, I heard about this yesterday, and I was shocked that somebody did the voice of Barney for no reason. I was like, wow. I was like, it's not no reason, because I was confused by the voice. But it's not the same as Bob West for no reason. I was mixed in the voice. He was close, but, it's like the classic voice Barney should have been Bob West, I mean, he's too old to do voicing Barney. So, Corey, if you watch this episode of LJPCBM, good job doing the voice of Barney. But it's been mixed for me. But you did. I want to applaud you for that. But yeah, not trying to be mean, but not try to do more better next time, but bits and pieces. But you did great. But it's just parts of it not my cup of tea. Parts of it trying to be good at it. So what is the cause and after this thing? I mean, he did it at the time with the convention con at the time, with my good friend Andrew Olsen being there in person, but who is this costume actor? Continue on.
I mean, I've actually heard that Bob West said as he in the interview said he actually likes the new Barney design, which is strange, but and he is interested about voicing him again. So if he does voice him again, then that might lessen the hatred a bit.
Unfortunately, that never happened. So, if you watch this, Lucas, I have no idea what to say next. Continue on.
Yeah. I think the hatred is coming from fans more than anyone.
Right.
I agree. And yes, the composer's name is David Wolf, I don't remember the last name. Yeah, David Wolf. Let me see. Let me check Barney Wiki and see. Yeah. David Wolf. Let me see. Barney. No. Yeah, David Bernard Wolf. I was right. Yeah, I mixed the last names. Anyway, he was no, I had to close this tab out. Hang on. No, he was getting ready. He composed something from 1994 to 2002, but he is currently composing stuff from Barney's World. He's originally going to do this, but unfortunately, that was mixed. Videos produced. Where we go? Oh, okay. He was uncredited. It's time for counting for some reason? Okay. But he did Barney's World. Okay, that makes sense. 2024 at least. Okay. I wonder if David Wolf's gonna do Gabble Wiggle Dance thing again, Barney's World. Well, okay, continue on.
What I've seen is a lot of the people who were at least cast or crew, cast as far as Bob, who's the voice, but crew as far as people who work behind the scenes. Not a lot of people are opposed to the idea of it being animation. Maybe the design a little bit, but not the animation aspect. So yeah, like you said, we don't have anything as of this recording. We don't have anything that we could base anything off of except for the picture. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes as we go through the rest of this year. And see what new information we get. If
and the currently news reports over a year ago, newsflash say that reports on Barney's World gonna come out in fall of 2024. Continue on.
If Mattel came to you and said,
not over a year ago, the Barney's World announcement thing, but yeah. And then comes out fall 2024, and it's very exciting. Continue on.
Information we get. If Mattel came to you and said, Lucas, we want you to bring Barney back and produce a brand new show, how would you make that different? Would explain if you, let's say this reboot didn't exist right now, how would you make Barney different to bring it into today's time with the kids that we have today?
Well, for me, I don't think Barney's ever talked about I don't know if Barney's one of those characters in which they talk about real life situations.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like we could bring back the live action Barney, but have it talk about like understanding kids about real life situations. Because Sesame Street, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, they cover real life situations, but Barney they never do that. But trying to not mention it as much while trying to entertain kids, basically.
Yes.
Do you think that you would need to raise, if you were to do something like that with Barney, do you think the age range would need to be raised? So I think one of the reasons why Mr. Rogers and Sesame Street, back in the day, Sesame Street got away with talking about more of those real life situations, death and divorce and those kind of things, was because the target range for those kids were out of the toddler stage, and they were in ages where they could comprehend more, whereas Barney is specifically toddler age where they're just learning information, so they're not able to comprehend complex details like what is death and those kind of things. You can talk to them about it, but
especially the fact Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood saying, what is assassination mean? Yeah, according to that, Robert Kennedy assassination. So came out like 1968, I believe, and people who murder a person. So what gives? And according to what a nostalgia review of Barney's Great Adventure, I saw this like in the day it came out. Boys like the Abby and Marcel saying, "What does assassination mean?" And I'm like, "The hell is this?" And then Barney's like, "That's what I thought." The hell? I mean, it was a backlash to Cheryl Lawson, by the way. So I know that I'm not. I didn't want to do Cheryl Lawson during my time of research jokes and boring jokes at the time, and especially Barney and Friends vlogs. But at the time frames concerns, I did not know what happened. So yeah, I did some bits of Nostalgia Critic at that time frame, and people hated the Nostalgia Critic when I did the joke series at that time frame. And Bob's show is one of those examples because, and then 5 year anniversary of Robert Raven because I was too, I was like having flaws with this rewrite the stars thing at the time, and basically because I wasn't not in the thing and I was having a break with Bob's show, and until 2020 September, and that's because I wasn't invited. Mostly because I was too busy with LJPCBM Kwelp and getting ready to know what's going on. And plus, this year will be their 10th. And I'm hoping to do the Rewrite the Stars thing again. If not, oh well. We gotta do something, Robert Ray. They're watching this. I have no idea. But of course, no, what I was trying to say. 2019 was a busy year for LJPCBM Kwelp. But then I have a new job at Solar Zach with Travis Morrison, Scott Downer and things like that. And then June came up. Before that, I have been a mem before I was a mod on David Fowler's network. Before I was that was David Fowler. And before my nephews Jack and Drew did some things about the David Fowler at the time frame. And if you're watching this, Jack and Drew, yeah, it was before Addison and Trevor met with Lucy at the time. I mean, Trevor and Lucy dated in 2022. Like, okay, makes sense anyway. But yeah, that's not my point. Anyway, my point is, Jack and Drew, when they're kids, like Jack's only before they hit teens and Drew was only 10. They discovered David Fowler, and my theory is with Jack and Drew at that time frame. I was only getting close to be 24, and the David Fowler network just launched in 2019. I was, and that was way before I first got hired from the job at Solar Zakra. And Travis Morrison, if you're watching this, yeah, you did hire me at the job, so there you go. It was a busy LJPCBM Kwelp here, but then tragedy struck in 2020 when Jim Lair, who got me inspired to do a film and TV, passed away, and my jaws were dropped, you know. But then COVID hit us, and I don't know what to do next. But then I will react to you guys, like Lucas, Bradley, Karen Stark, and things like that. But now, Jack and Drew, they're hit teens now, but I fit. Well, it's been 5 years, nearly close to be 5 years since David Fowler's Network happened. I'll get back to reactions to David Fowler's Network soon, but then I gotta get back into the swing of things. But that's just me. Continue on.
Apprehended. So if you did that with Barney, or if they tried to do that with Barney, do you think that they would need to change who their target range is then?
Well, I feel well. It kind of depends. It kind of depends really because if it was going to be something like for toddler, if toddlers wouldn't understand it, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Have it in a way that I think toddlers would understand it, but not have it discussed too much.
Sure. Yes.
Yeah. No, that makes sense because I have a children's show that's toddler age, and so a lot of people they get in a mindset where they think that young kids like toddlers can't grasp certain details or certain pieces of information, right?
Right.
And so they don't provide that to them. So I think it's interesting.
Yes.
I like you said, I think that it can work if you do it in a way that is easily digestible for a young child to understand. And even if they don't fully understand it, they at least get some of the concept. I think you definitely can do it. You just have to be very. Barney's already a creative show, but
yes.
if you were to change the topic conversations to things like more in-depth conversations, you would have to be very, very creative on how you portray that to the child to where they understand it.
And careful.
And
wow, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that can be a little risky.
Yeah, for sure. It's exciting to think though, because there's so many different ways that Barney can go, because Barney has always been that inclusive character, right? So
wow.
Nothing is out of the ordinary to have Barney talk about. I think it really just comes down to how do you tackle that idea if it's something vastly different than what Barney usually would talk about. and
Right,
how would you
right.
do that in a way that it fits for the demographic of the children that you're talking to. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. Um, since you're a costume performer, do you have a favorite Barney costume? And I'm talking backyard gang era Barney, all the way to the end. Is there one costume specifically that, or maybe two or three that stick out to you among all the rest that are like the top of the line costumes? You think?
For me, I think if you want to talk about body costumes, go and watch the Disney Dan video. Which, by the way, some of my costumes here. I've actually made appearances in Disney Dan's videos.
Oh, cool.
Excuse me.
Wow. I haven't seen that comic. Continue on.
Pete, and of course Oogie Boogie. Three of my costumes at the time of recording.
Wait. Okay, these costumes. Yeah, I heard about these. We're going back in.
Pete, and of course Oogie Boogie.
Pete Oogie Boogie. Okay. Oh yeah, I haven't got a chance to support Disney Dan yet. Jeez, I'll do that and support Disney Dan's Patreon ASAP. Continue on.
Three of my costumes at the time of recording have appeared in Disney Dan's videos, and he actually did a video on Barney, and that actually made me become a patron. But to answer your question, there's a Barney costumes itself. I'd probably say somewhere around seasons 4 through 5 of Barney and Friends, because I think that's kind of the version of what Barney costume that I'm used to.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. Mine is a toss up between the typical that everybody likes, the Live in New York City Imagination Island costume. But
this is my childhood, man. Continue on.
I also love seasons. I like the early season 4 costume, the one that they use in like Adventure Bus and those kind of things.
Oh wow. Season 4, okay. I love the season 3 costume, especially the Barney Live New York City one, and that. And season 2 was there as well, except for the fact that in the "I Love You, You Hate Me" documentary, when the Bob West and what Andrew Olsen said, that in the early 2000s, two of the major cast members walk away, and then at first I wasn't shocked. The thing is about Bob West, I thought it was him voicing Barney in the season 7 through 14 in the end. But no, it was not him. But I was close though. When I was at school one time at like elementary school years, like Miss Graham's class, when it happened, it was not Bob West. It was Dean Wint for no reason. Like, jeez. I was close, man, but maybe it's just Bob West for no reason. But no, seriously. The costumes, okay. Costume at the time frame, it was like mixed up between costume range and whole entire thing. I went to see Barney twice in person. I never saw him the third time yet because of COVID, you know? And I want to go back and see Barney again. Probably another con. I'm not sure when. And if you watch this, Corey, not Corey Lawrence, but somebody else named Corey who, it's somebody else. Let me see. Yeah, it was Corey. Yeah, this is for you because he did impressions and voice acting of Barney. So I would give you props for that, by the way. But no, he did a great job of doing Barney, but it's not the same, you know. But probably he did wrong. It's just his is probably his he did anything wrong, but he did some hiccups from the voice of Barney, you know. Yeah, but probably my flaws. Okay, but anyway, let's continue on.
Right. But my other favorite actually is the season 13 costume, the very last costume, because it just
Whoa, okay. Carrie Sis is in this, by the way, and makes sense. Anyway.
Seems complete. The face, obviously, the face structure is a little different than all the rest of them, which is one of the things that fans say. But the fact that you have connected ankles and all that, it just seems like like Barney had finally came to that completion of what he should look like with the connected ankles and that kind of thing. Yeah, those would be mine. If I had to choose. Talking about favorite things, do you have a favorite home video or one that maybe you own or one that maybe you don't own but that you really like above the rest?
All right. Well, actually, the answer to that question, another costume I really liked is the day in the park with Barney costume, the one at Universal. I like that one also.
Oh yeah.
Wait, what you say?
Barney costume, the one at Universal. I like that one also.
Oh yeah.
So to answer this question, I don't know if you know this or not, but when I was very young, I used to own a VHS tape of Barney's Great Adventure, the movie on VHS.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the pay-per-view event from 1998. Michael Kevin recorded that movie. I have some bits of Barney's Great Adventure at the time, but it wasn't the same. But, I was like, whoa! It scared the crap out of me as a little babe, but that didn't scare me anymore. Makes more sense anyway, but that just makes more sense. Barney's Great Adventure was my childhood, man. In the movie, but it was a great movie, but, 1998, but, great movie, great part of that, and then it was a great, and I saw Mr. Cool 210's review about it, and I want to see Bob's show do a review about it, but no, he did a review of Barney Singing Circus review, and it was great fun, so I want to do more of that, for Bob's show. If you watch this, Bob, it's for you, but, yeah. But anyway, no, what I was trying to say was basically, Barney, in general. I grew up with some Barney, well, no, Barney's Great Adventures, the movie, was actually my childhood. I mean, the last episode I said I want to show him Barney's Great Adventures, the movie, when I was in fourth grade during the last day of school. And they made fun of me for no reason. And then, when I was at elementary school, they were like, hey, everybody, it's the end of the day. Like, shut the F up. I was like, they're trying to make fun of me, like, hey, everybody, it's Barney. I'm like, no! Dude, I want to hear that. Come on. Continue on.
VHS.
Yeah.
I used to have that because one thing I remember about it was they actually had I don't know if you saw the Cats trailer, Cats on Video.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, but the font they use is literally the Barney font.
wow.
Oh really?
What was
I don't
that?
know if you noticed, but the Cats trailer, Cats on Video.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the Cats trailer, Cats on Video.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, but the font they use is literally the Barney font.
Wow.
Oh really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, because if you look at the trailer on YouTube, it says "Open Your Eyes" or something like that. If you look really closely, that's literally the same font they use for Barney, as in like the Barney logo.
Yeah.
You know something, Lucas and Karan? The Appalachian 94 logo I use on my second channel, that font I use for the words Appalachian was a Marshall Ant font, and the numbers 94 was a Barney font. Continue on. It was a white font, excuse me. It makes sense. So I use a speaker amp, use it on the Appalachian 94 logo, and speaker amp went there, and just went there. It was been ever since December 2020 from the very start onwards. November 2020 is where I started talking to Marshall about it. Marshall Brown, if you're watching this, for you, buddy. And I miss you. I haven't spoken to you in recent years, but yeah. He taught me about bringing back Appalachian 94 in the mix, and I said, sure, why not? And he told me about bringing it as an owner, so, and I want to do a game show called Appalachian 94 vs. Mighty Cars as a host. And then I did some Blast in the Past content and things like that. So, really what I'm saying to Marshall was, Expedition 94 version of my cards was a success. And it's gonna come on the 4th season very soon. I'm not sure when, probably in the summer of 2024. I told my friend Alex Paris and David Dennis and MPG Production Studios founder and creator this whole thing, Brent Scruggs, who want to be participating in probably the whole entire let's say house scrubs. Okay, game show intros per se, and that way you can do that would be more easier for me to do, like say game shows and upcoming videos. I'm doing like 25 days of mic cards per se. I'm doing it on my second channel, so that way I can do it at the game shows on my second channel. 25 days of mic cards here on my main channel, so that way I can do that. I can edit out portions on that. That way I won't worry about this whole LJPCBM, and then that way I can put LJPCBM presents 20 days of mic cards, that, and then that way more easier. But for the first 3 seasons went nuts. David did his intro. He did now saying, it's time for Expedition 94 versus Mighty Cards. And now here's your host, Expedition 94. I'm like, thank you, David 1000. I did the whole whoa thing. It's probably an old chair of mine for the first 3 seasons. And all of a sudden, November 2023, it's broken for no reason. I don't know what happened. Probably because I don't know what to do. I wanted to do something for season 4 of Expedition 94 versus Mighty Cards and 2 other game shows. I want to host something, but I did not want to do it ever again. Period. But I want to do something for season 4 of Expedition 94 versus Mighty Cards and the first seasons of 2 game shows in the works. Priorly. And David, Alex, and Brandon Scruggs, if you watch this right now, help me with these game show intros, please. I don't know what to do. I want some contestants to be participating in these game shows in the spring of this year. I want to get this out of the way because I want anything to happen with the 25 KBR TV game shows because I want to be I still want to be a contestant on these 2 other game shows. I'm not sure about Barney's Jungle Challenge. I'm not going to say what it is yet. Don't spoil it. The episode will come out in the summer of 2024. But I did what I was wanting to contest. I'm not saying what it is yet, but it depends. But like I said, I'm talking. I was in. But I did want to be a contestant on putting on the game show, and of course, Spin for a Million, his version. But I'm not gonna tell you what it is yet. Again, no spoilers whatsoever. Just wants to tell you, clarify some things. Anyway, as for the Expedition 94 font, it is exciting. But I will continue doing Blast in the Past, but it's going to be more game show like. I'm not saying when it is yet, but pretty much excited about Blast in the Past. But I'm going to tell you one thing, okay? And we'll continue on. I'll still do more Blast in the Past content. Promise you on that one, okay? I do want to finish Toon Disney Blast in the Past. I do want to finish Cartoon Network Blast in the Past and other things in the future. But right now, it's mostly unlikely. Just to clarify for you on that one. Continue on.
Interesting. I'll have to look that up and see because I never made that connection. So yeah, I'll have to do that once we're done with this.
And plus, it was both made by Polygram.
Wow,
Yeah.
Polygram. Wow. You mean, it makes sense. Because I want to see what looks like a Polygram home video at least. I mean, at the time, yes, I have this one Polygram video, like, for Bananas Pajamas. Yeah, as Emmy mentioned 2 episodes ago. You know, because I have seen I have one tape when I was a little kid, got Bananas Pajamas at the either Family Dollar or Dollar General at the time. And I got it in the house somewhere. And nowadays we're broke for no reason. And I had to digitalize that tape in 2017. So I thought, okay, it's very broken. A Polygram video has some praise of Busy World of Richard Scary. And some toys of Bananas Pajamas. And some other things. And of course, I do remember very well about this Barney's Great Adventure thing. Okay. One other thing, and that is Blues, Bees, Rolls, Scaries, Cats, you name it. And it has the Barney stuff. Good times goes on. And that was it for the VHS tape from 1998. But then I got this whole Bananas Pajamas, after Bananas Pajamas, Barney program was dissolved. Until, let me see, about Polygram and see. And it doesn't own by Universal anymore, but let me see. It's in 2017. 7 years ago, we launched this Polygram Entertainment, but it wasn't the same. It is owned by Universal. Never mind. Okay. A professor was Polygram Film Entertainment. Okay. But it has like not one, not two, but at least some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 movies released since 2016. One of which is The Beatles, 8 Days a Week, directed by its Imagine Entertainment film, Corpse, etc. Power something like that. One was with brothers Robbie Robinson, the band, Beastie Boys Story, The Go-Go's, The Bee Gees, How Can You Mend Your Broken Heart, Andrew Gray, Excuse Me, I Love You, and The Velvet Overground. Now, those were just like, those make sense, okay? And then 2 more. They're TV series, okay? Andrew Gray, Dangerous Woman Diaries, and then The Beatles Can't Get Back. Now, those are gonna make sense, and they're basically it. And as for Polygram Film Entertainment, the font is $19.99. Now, unfortunate to say this, they have Barney's Great Adventure, as you can see here, at the moment. Oh man, let me see. Barney's Great Adventure. There we go. It was, credit only in the trailer. Okay? Van Dyke Parks. Yeah, still alive. Okay. Okay. Steve Goldberg directed the film. Well, at the time, yes, Barney's Great Adventure still. Oh yeah. Still there, but then tape in Canada, been in the United States, about 76 minutes long. April 3rd, 1998, but then went from $15 million to budget and then $12 million to box office. Currently, makes sense. So it came on VHS and DVD September 1st, 1998. It was reprinted VHS in 2002 and 2003 by Universal. Wow. I never knew that. It was released on DVD in 2012, and while in the United Kingdom, it was released on DVD in 2002. Wow. Now, I did not know that. Okay. Now, long story short, damn, it was a box office bomb. Now, I don't know, but I was that young, but I don't know why it was a box office bomb. Yeez. Anyway, let's just go ahead and we're going to upstate New York. Now, 1998, I was only almost 3 when it first came out, but come on, man. Give us something about it. And let's continue on.
That is true. I used to own that movie too, and I don't know what happened to it. I used to have it. This here is all my collection of like my videotapes that I've had since I was a child. I used to get each movie when they were first released. So I used to have Great Adventure, and I feel like I did.
Oh, it's in my closet somewhere, so I'm not going to show you Barney's Great Adventure, fortunately. So there you go, let's continue on.
It's probably misplaced right now. But yeah, it's a good one. It's one of those ones also that, fans are kind of mixed on, right? Because, it could have been better, but for what it is, it's also a pretty good movie too. So that's one of those controversial topics that like a lot of fans, they sit on one side or the other of the fence of how they feel about that movie. So it's interesting.
And I noticed that there is a bit of there is also Barney also has some connections of that movie to Cirque du Soleil, because not only are some of the background extras are Cirque du Soleil performers, But the choreographer, the choreographer of it, Deborah Brown, also
Mhm.
such a select choreographer.
Yes.
So that kind of brings together, and also because it was filmed in Canada. So
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
and one thing I noticed that in the show Matt, there's a little effect of the doll coming to life, that little sparkle. In the movie, it's just a jump cut.
Uh,
Where Trevor Morgan literally opens up the shower curtain and then Barney just pops out of nowhere. That I think kind of frightens you. Kind of frightening, but also not how we see it in the show.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure that they didn't have the license to actually use the effect overall. It's when you have Barney taking a shower.
Wow.
Yeah, it's it.
Wow. Okay, the whole thing. It makes sense anyway.
It was an interesting transition to life from the doll. When you put him in what is the real world in Great Adventure.
Right.
Yeah, the decision that they made to have him come to life that way was a little different. I wonder if the original script, if it would have been the same sort of transition, or where that idea came up, where they thought that would be the best idea to bring him to life. It is an interesting transition. I could have seen him come to life more like an Imagination Island, where like he's just on the bed and he just, because even in Imagination Island,
Wow.
It only inflates the
Exactly.
out of the bed.
Yeah, he didn't just burst into life like he did on the
movie.
show. He just he kind of grew. So yeah, it's interesting the way that they chose to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I feel like that would have been a perfect way to introduce Barney rather than just a jump cut.
Well, I was like, Barney!
And also, if you look at it differently, it looks like Barney's just it looks like something inflatable. Something
Like
inflatable
just blowing up. Yeah.
It's blowing up.
Like a giant balloon.
Exactly.
Wow. Like, yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see here. So, with you joining Barney in your kind of teenage years, how well do you know the Barney songs and the lyrics to those songs? Do you think you know them pretty well?
Some of them. I think when I started doing voice, when I did voice work, when I did the Barney review, since then,
which I did react to on LJPCBM one time. It was great fun. Yeah, I saw that on LJPCBM one time. It was great. And check out Pepper Red Jokes episode 4. I did some of that per se. It was a post-credit scene I did with that time frame. It was like 2022. It was like, wow. Continue on.
I do my own thing, my Barney voice.
Yeah.
And a little bit I know that when I did the Barney review, I didn't want to do the Barney voice initially. I wanted someone else to do it, but when it came to filming, nobody was interested, so I thought I'd do it. So I went ahead and just did my own Barney voice for once.
Nice. Yeah, makes sense, because at that time frame, because I was looking at the Barney let's say games episode, because I was looking at that on LJPCBM one time. Let's see how much views they got right now. Barney games. It was published like, let's say, days before I turned 27, I believe. I don't know how many views I got right now. I'm gonna pause it and check. 9 viewers? Oh my god! Watch my episode! Okay, I'm gonna just post in my group. Not in my group, sorry. But maybe mostly in the Barney fans per se. Not Barney history fans per se, because I don't want to get the warning. No. Let's say in the stupendous Barney fans. Watch this, John, it's for you. I'm gonna put a thumbnail on that per se, but more likely in the sense per se, watch it. Okay? to make more sense in any way. I did want to see how much viewers Periodic Gamer is. Episode, per se. I want to see that from happening. But, you know, I did play it one time. But, you know, I played it many times. Excuse me. I did see that, but... and then all of a sudden... I see Remix dip gameplay of that. Let me see. 60,000 viewers? Wow, okay. But then, meanwhile, no. Remix, Plum, and I did this for one holiday season. And he and I started to laugh. You know, I'm going to show Remix's own gameplay of Barney's Hide and Seek. Let me see. 19, no. Barney, let me see. Search. No. It's not that. It's Remix Plum mini podcast. No, I'm looking at Barney. So no, okay, there we go. Got it. No, I'm looking at Barney. So just bits of it only. That was it, and yeah, that'll be it. Countdown to 2024. There we go. Live. There we go. And then that'll be it. Okay, let's watch some of that, and then we'll see if you can get a laugh of it. Here we go. And then we'll... it's going to be entertaining. Here we go.
Let me know if you guys can hear the game. And if you can't hear it, then I'll turn it up. Okay, just the game.
Did you hear the game just fine, React?
I just want to be clear because mixing the audio with the game and in the Discord. Okay, let's play hide and seek. Do this for Luke, please. Give him the smooches and the kisses. Christmas Eve. Oh look, a carrot. Where's Bugs Bunny when you need him? Oh wait, Bugs Bunny's not in this game. I found you. Come here, you. I found you. Oh my god. Okay. Sorry folks, he disappeared. We never heard from him again. Next. Oh boy. I love it. Oh boy. I know, right? And I'm giving out smooches to everybody. Now, I will say that even though Barney is a proper dinosaur, they have a color on the Xbox controller, as I'm on the balloon. They have a purple color of the Xbox controller, which is really
Yes.
what I plan on getting. Because I have a purple deuce. And I love it.
Folks, I know Rick's playing the game right now. I want to give away Barney. I want to give away. Yeah, that's what I got right now. Poster. So it's very neat for history. That's what I got as we speak. Yeah, but go ahead. Let's go ahead and do some real quick and show the clip.
Down the slide, let's go. Aw, and now that character is sad. Aw. Well, I only found 4 of them. Okay, that's the end of that episode. Brought to you by the Crazy Bunch, newest
Okay. One more and we'll be done. And we'll continue on this episode. Here we go.
down. Eat your vegetables. Alright, moving on.
Yep. Speaking of moving on, yeah, it's hilarious. Let's continue on.
How long did it take you to practice that voice to get it to where it is now?
So basically, how I did that voice was I tried to do it similar to like Bob West, though a lot of people thought I sounded like Dean Wint when doing that voice. I kind of did it the same way like Goofy did.
Wow.
When
Yeah. Okay. Okay. You should have done a costume for Goofy for some reason. Continue on.
he does his voice, he does like his teeth pop it, stick your teeth out with the with the little voice.
You know something? Yeah. Yeah, because I met Bill Farmer, the voice of Goofy, because at that time frame, he and I did, meet each other, especially Jason Marsden, and he did the same voice as Tino for the Weekenders, which I grew up with at the time in the 2000s, because I was a 2000s kid, late 90s, early 2000s kid, and he did an excellent job as Tino, especially Phil Lamar, who did Carver. I had not met Phil Lamar. Sorry, Phil, if you're watching this LJPCBM episode, but he also did um She Ran the Wall from the Fairy Out Gamer episodes as references, by the way. But I did met Steve Whitmire, the Kermit the Frog, and Ernie and Rizzo and B Bunny. I haven't mentioned him to B Bunny, but I did mention to Steve Whitmire as I finished taking pictures to Steve Whitmire and myself. By the way, I mentioned Steve Whitmire that I was a filmmaker, a technician. He's like, really? And then he said to me, basically, are you from Atlanta? I'm like, no, I'm from Savannah, man. And he's like, yeah, oh, I didn't know. I'm sorry. I'm like, that's okay, Steve. I'm like, yeah, it makes sense anyway. Continue on.
And also kind of fluctuating it up and down a little bit. And there you go. That's how I got Barney's dinosaur.
Nice. Yeah, I can hear a little bit of Dean in there. Your portrayal of it is sort of like it's like this. I don't want to use the word weird because it's not meaning it in a bad way. You have this kind of healthy mix of Bob and Dean to where it almost sounds like you've created your own Barney voice, but it's reminiscent of those guys. You know,
Yeah.
it's not just like, oh, you just sound like Dean Wint or you sound like Bob West. You sound like your own version of Barney, but you have those
Mix.
mannerisms in your voice and those Barney, but you have those mannerisms in your voice and those bit of the sounds of what Bob and what Dean both have given to the character. So
it's like a mix between those two. Yeah.
Interesting because usually a lot of the fans, which most of them are great, but a lot of them they're either channeling just Bob. Not many of them do Dean Wint, but it's
I don't do Dean Wint at all. And nor Bob West. I was just the early Bob West. So, hey there, kids, it's Barney. But I don't do that. No, I don't do this anymore. But yeah, that's not the mix, unfortunately, for me.
Copying of Bob's voice, right?
Right.
But you kind of, it seems like you, and I don't know if you did it purposely, but you almost put your own spin to it while using pieces that they've created for the characters. That's really cool. I like that.
That's the thing, though, because I'm also because as a voice actor, impersonation is part of it, but a lot of people can come in and just do like impersonations of Bob or Dean.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
but acting is the key word to voice acting because everyone just do a voice and just do it right then and center. But the thing about it is that I use bits and pieces of it purposely while trying to do my own spin into it. So in a way, I kind of do like my own version of Barney.
Yeah.
You know something? You kind of reminds me of Babe Bird from Sesame Street. Carol Spinney, but more different than way costume like. Because what Lucas is trying to say here, yeah, you by the way, if you watch with Lucas, but anyway, is trying to figure out what the costume actor to like, what he's, and not necessarily puppeteering, because I was more of a filmmaker, a technician, more than voice actor per se. But I'm just like this to say this in the least per se. If you watch Lucas and Karan, let's just say this, okay? I was more in the mix between a filmmaker and a technician per se, but I was in the early days of reaction videos. In 2016, I started doing reaction videos, beginning like episode 1, Bob Show. Episode 2, Bob Show. Episode 3, I'm not sure it was yet, but it's time still go on. I'll still have to upload more of the early LJPCBM episodes, not on YouTube, but on Rumble, per se. But I have to do it more likely because I have to remaster some episodes, more of these, early episodes to YouTube, per se, just because I'm not going to be able to do that. Because copyright material, that's a no-no. But let's just say I did not do anything right. And Air Archive screw up some of my episodes of LJPCBM big time. That's just my advice. But then again, it screwed up some episodes of LJPCBM. But it just made me feel like I need to do something. Right now, at the moment, how many episodes I have for exist? Let me see. I want to close this tab. Hang on. But right now, I have to upload some more that's not related to YouTube on Rumble because I want to get that back to that. Closing credits related, and things like that. Let's see. New tab. Let me see. I want to close this out. Speaking of which, let's see. LJPCBM. There we go. About 1,207. Wow. I have like 2 episodes get uploaded on YouTube. Really, and there still exists. Out of all that, about currently I have like 1,400 4 plus. At the moment, no, about nearly 1,000 for about nearly how many episodes I have right now? Okay, 1,450. How many episodes I have right now? We have A and B so far, and then C is episode 1 so far. So we got 1,450 6 8, excuse me, minus around the range, let's say 1,209 plus about the range, let's say about 3 2 about 251 is not yet uploaded on any other sites. Some of them are no longer exist, some are not. I'm thinking about making some of the 251 episodes remastered per se. So I'm thinking it makes more sense. I have to figure out what to do the past 251 episodes I have done plus on Vimeo on Rumble per se, just because. Continue on.
For sure. I like that. I ask you about songs because I have a game. Are you interested in playing the game?
What game is it? Is it called Name That Tune?
No, it is not. This one is different. This one is what I want you to do is to complete the lyrics. So I will give you words to a Barney song, and then I want you to see if you can complete the lyrics to that song.
Oh, so kind of like Don't Forget the Lyrics. Also, like that TV show, Don't Forget the Lyrics.
Yeah, sort of, yeah.
Wow, game show difference. Like, it's kind of remind me of Wheel of Fortune, Jeopardy, but that's just me. Continue on.
Music or things like that behind this. I'm just going to read the lyrics to you. But yeah, it is pretty much like that, where I'll have you just fill in the blank after what I have.
Gotcha.
I have four different ones that we'll do, and it's pretty quick. Okay, let's go for the first one. I think this is perfect because you mentioned Great Adventure. So this is from Barney's Great Adventure, and it's the song. It's the song Imagine. Okay. So I'll give you the lyrics and then I'll tell you when to finish. Cool?
Okay.
All right, so here we go. Number 1, imagine. Close your eyes and you will find there are pictures in your mind. Things that you can see and feel. All those things are very real. Can you finish the lyrics?
All I can say. Oh, let me think about this for a moment. So it's kind of like
Would you
I
like
think
me
I know the last part of it. Something,
Okay.
something, and there you are. You can see most anything. Imagination takes you anywhere. So
Yeah.
I know the last few. I know the last few part. I don't know anything before then.
The first few words is doesn't matter where you are. Make a wish and
There you are.
Wow.
You can see most anything. Imagination takes you anywhere.
Yeah. I'll give it to you because you got most of it. So
Wow.
we're all winners anyway. So
Of course.
Of course, yeah. They're no losers. Exactly.
Losers.
Right. All right.
Queen.
Wow.
Number 2. So this one is from the popular song "Growing." Okay.
All right.
Each day we grow a little taller, a little bigger, not smaller, and we grow a little friendlier too. Can you finish the lyrics?
Oh boy, that I thought this is one I probably should do a TikTok video on because I have not done. That's one video. That's one in which I don't know. I don't know the song to, but I feel like it's something I might want to do a TikTok to.
Okay. So you don't know those lyrics. So the what follows is we try to be a little nicer as we grow each day because we're growing, and so are you.
I got it.
How well do you think you know Barney in the Backyard Gang?
Okay. There are some that I remember. There's some that I remember. There's some though. Some.
Well, these lyrics
Yeah.
are from the theme song. Do you think you know the theme song enough?
I only know Barney and Friends. I don't really know much about Barney in the Backyard.
Okay.
Gang.
Oh yeah. Well, I do love Backyard. I've seen Backyard Gang a lot. Never. I've seen bits of Barney and Friends. Never in my life seen the whole thing. But Backyard Gang was good, but back and some of Barney and Friends was good. Not the whole thing, but you gotta see Backyard Gang, Lucas. Come on now. Continue on.
We'll skip it then. No worries.
All right.
Skip it. The very last one is from the song "It's Cook a Cold Burr."
Okay.
Okay. Here we go. When the grass is covered with fluffy white snow, that's how I know it's cold. Can you finish the lyrics?
When the trees are filled with icicles, that's how I know it's cold.
There you go. Ding 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 ding. I need to get sound effects or something so we can make it more lively here.
It's a game show. Like I just want to do that. And go, ding 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 ding. Let me just do it right now. Let me see. I got a message from Chris. He says, "Wow, that's very excited to hear." Okay, hang on. Ding game shows. Turn up a little bit so we can hear the ding 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 ding. I don't see it everywhere. No. Oh, there we go. Family view time. Here we go. I can't hear it. Start up a little bit. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Enough said. Continue on.
I know this because I did do a TikTok video on that song.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome.
When I did that TikTok video, I had to do it at the right time because if it's snowing or whatnot, or if it's raining,
Oh, sure.
that could actually work out. And the thing is, though, sometimes when it does snow, I can take Barney outside and out in the snow. But when it's raining, take him indoors.
Oh,
Which
yeah.
is why I'm actually doing it downstairs in my downstairs area. And this is actually, believe it or not, this is where I actually do my filming for my Patreon and my
Oh,
TikTok
nice.
videos.
We're in the
And
studio.
Yeah, I have my little outdoor area in which when I do record Barney outside,
Mhm.
this is where I have my little outdoor area for when if I do intend on filming outside.
Nice.
Well-
I love it. All right, now we're at the before we end the show here today. We're at the point, and you kind of showed it a little bit already. But every episode, we ask the guest to bring on a Barney item that they hold near and dear to them, and have them share that with us. So, can you share what you brought with you today, and just kind of explain why you chose what you chose?
Okay, so obviously the Barney plush I showed before because obviously, I'll show you all that I have here. So I have the Barney games that I covered for the Barney review, which to this day is still the most viewed video on my channel so far.
60,000+ viewers, ladies and gentlemen. My reaction video to the Barney games review he did, 9 viewers. It's like not enough. Continue on.
If I ever do a Barney Part 2, I really want to talk about this game. This is Barney for the V-Smile Baby, which is a console that I don't have yet.
Which, by the way, I have to react to this pretty soon. Thank you, Mo. There's poo-poo. But anyway, which I haven't done reaction to this at all because it's gonna take some time to him to have a V-Smile Baby parts of it, but it's gonna take some difficult time for him to do a very odd gamer episode of that. And despite what I said in my Christmas special live reaction video, I said that it's gonna take him time to finish off the Land Before Time things, like the gameplays. But check it up right now and see if they have any Land Before Time video games. Let me request him to do that. Time. Let me see. Video games. If they have any. Oh, they do have any video games. Okay, for Land Before Time. They have an activity center. They have an animated movie book. They have a math adventure. They only have a PC. Other games are on PlayStation. Return to the Great Valley. Okay. PlayStation, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance. Okay. PlayStation and Game Boy Advance. Okay, that was from 2006. Okay. I'll tell Lucas Bradley, if he's watching this, to do that because I have never seen this. Okay. These type of video games like this. If I ever tell Lucas Bradley next time to do this, and Remix would be proud of me if I can request him to do this. But that's just my advice. But that's just for Remix. But anyway, if you watch this Remix, it's for you. Continue on.
I feel like this is something I really want to talk about if I plan to do a part 2 along with some of the PC games.
Yes.
I have some of the this is also stuff I had very young. Barney and BJ bath toys, I believe.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
I still have.
I have the Barney version of those.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And another plus I have is Riff, the mixed character.
Yeah.
I'll kind of think of it as the cousin Oliver of the Barney gang.
Yeah.
But
Well,
here's something I really want. Here's the thing though.
Mhm.
This is the Riff plush autographed by Michaela Denise, the voice of Riff herself.
whoa, okay. Even though it's great. Continue on.
Oh, that's awesome. How'd you get that? Did you go to like a con or something?
I did actually.
That's amazing.
So here's a funny story. Yes, I've met a couple of Barney people at conventions before. I actually first met Michaela. I first met Michaela at MomoCon in 2016.
Wait! You met her in MomoCon? I was jealous! I never met some people at MomoCon. Because until 2022, 2023, I did met some people. I would get a chance to do MomoCon 2024. Because I never had time for MomoCon 2016. Because that was probably my worst year. But yeah, I'll do MomoCon 2024, but with Michaela and Bob West in it. Just make more sense. Continue on.
Back when I had, these three.
Yeah.
Is I had these three, and then Michaela asked, "Where's Riff?"
Oh, of course. Yeah.
I didn't grow up with Riff at the time.
Wow. Because, I was like, wow, damn. Because it would make more sense. Because I have to do something. Because I have to be jealous at Lucas. Because, years went by before I met Lucas. Marshall. It's Marshall at the time he was watching this. I have no idea. Because MomoCon 2016. I wasn't there. I was at the puppet fair that summer. Puppet Sarah Arts. I was at the Jim Henson Center at that time frame. I was only 21 and then suddenly nothing went out at the time. And then I was very young before I was there. And no offense to Jeff Street and Drew Pierce, because I'm not a huge new Boredom Quickie type of guy, because recently they came out with a Boredom Quickie, and then that should have been dead and buried, I'll talk about that in the new episode of Boredom Jokester called Day of the Beach, because it's in the beginning part of the episode I said it should have been dead and buried, so there you go. It makes sense in any way, but problem is, they shouldn't have been doing that anymore. So, there you go. Let me see. Over an hour and a half since started doing this? Wow. I gotta end this episode. But anyway, then all seriousness, though, I keep talking about Lucas and, Kawan for over an hour and a half, but this is insane. Continue on.
Then in 2019, when Michaela came back to MomoCon, I thought
you kidding, right? I got jealous. I never met Michaela yet, but this is a huge MomoCon. I was only being 24 years old. I was at the car show, and then I went to this I went to travel to see my good friend, colleague, Billy Mooney in person the first time. And I went to see Barney in 2019 in June. That, I was jealous!
She asked me where Riff was. Maybe I should get a Riff plush to have her sign. And lo and behold, I brought my Riff plush, got it signed, and I also showed her a photo of the Barney costume that I have right behind me.
Nice.
And this is the costume I'm actually the most proud of, because I've had him for a long time. It kickstarted my this is the costume from the Barney video that brought my channel up on the map. And
Yeah. Yeah, probably next time when you and I met and you were Barney, you and I need to meet up with Michaela. You need to do something, Lucas. Continue on.
My TikTok. When I showed Michaela a photo of my Barney costume with me inside, she said, and I quote, "You are two Barney fans."
Nice.
You know something? It doesn't make sense, because it won't have to do something, because I wanted to do something to meet up with Michaela, especially the fact Bob West in person. Again, I was jealous.
Awesome, man. I'm kind of jealous because I'm a fan of Riff. I'm a weird Barney fan in the idea that I don't align with a lot of like the views that the other Barney fans have. Like, I don't completely hate the reboot. I don't
do that either. And by the way, check out Michaela Poirot's podcast episode of LJPCBM on my main channel. Go check it out. Continue on.
I hate Riff. I don't completely hate some of the things that that they despise. but you know, it's just because I've always been open to new things. So
Mm-hmm.
the addition of Riff and things like that never bothered me. Maybe the way that they tackled the idea of the character, and they could have done more for him and made him more of a character that stood out on his own. But that's really cool, and it's cool that you got that Riff doll too, because that's one of the rarest things for Barney, because they didn't do much Riff. I have that doll upstairs, and I have two of like these little bitty Riffs.
Wow.
It's, and now Riffs is saying I shall call him Mini Me.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I have two of these, but that's all that I, you know, aside from videos, that's all that I own with Riff. And so finding that doll is usually the hardest thing to do. So it's really cool that you got that and the signature on it.
And also, I'm not done yet because I've met a couple more Barney guests over the years. First off, I did meet one of Barney's two performers, Josh Martin, who
Oh, I did meet Josh Martin at Savannah Comic-Con in 2022, which is great, and he signed my in the paper. I did not take pictures of him, by the way, and I did talk to him about my reactions of LJPCBM one time on Purple Road's podcast, and I did not say Purple Tales. I did not say Jace having this nostalgia show one time, because he did say to me when I saw my paperwork, I did not take a picture of him. That was good, Lucas. Continue on.
Who performed Barney. Actually, I initially knew of him because he voiced Majin Buu in Dragon Ball Z. But when I read that he performed Barney, I was like, oh, I did not know that. So maybe I should bring in my Barney dolls as well.
Huh?
And last year at a convention called Smoky Mountain Fan Fest,
Okay.
Abercorn, Mr. Knickerbocker himself, I got to meet him. I showed him my Barney costume, and he said that next time.
Wait, who is it?
Todd Abercorn.
Okay, I never met him.
Mr. Knickerbocker himself, I got to meet him. I showed him my Barney costume, and he said that next time I meet him, if I do bring the Barney costume, he and I should do Mr. Knickerbocker. Barney did Mr. Knickerbocker with Mr. Knickerbocker.
That'd be cool.
Well, I never met Tom Abercorn in my life. I should do this to do, hey, there's a mega Pokemon bar, things like that. I never do this to. And then, at all, because, you see, I just want to do these hand movements to Barney and Mr. K, so Mr. K's Clubhouse, to make sense, because I just want to do the same thing, because what Lucas did mention in Periodic Gamer and the convention series at cons, I was one of those same things. Two different things, Mr. K's Clubhouse I was reacting to, and the Periodic Gamer, again, I was reacting to, and I did met Lucas in person. I never met Karan in person yet, but maybe next year, I'll met Karan. You know, I'll see some other people at cons, you know, just to make more sense, because I haven't met some people at cons yet, but probably this year, but I met Zachary Noah and Lucas, just to let you know. Continue on.
That'll definitely be a video for TikTok. That thing I'm sure will blow up.
And you know, Karan and Lucas, yeah, it makes sense, because, I mean, technically, because if you haven't seen my Twitter Quad special video at the time, on me and Lucas in person, go check it out, because I said my movie part number 36, I know the movie is called, but technically, I did have to take a few pictures only. You know, let me see. Twitter Quad special part number 35. Let me see. Twitter Quad special part number 34. Yeah, it was 34. Yeah. And I did quote, okay, do some funny problems. Yeah, I don't want this to happen again because I have the backspace. You know, I don't want to do that again, but technically, yeah, I had to save it. But I did save this, okay? That will not happen again, but I did say in the film, I met two celebrities. at that time frame. One is Great Leslie Griffin, who is Laura for the weekends. She wasn't there, but she did mention that she voiced Laura, and she wanted to meet up with Vicky from the Very Odd Parents and Emily Elizabeth, which I have that sign, you know. And I did meet Johnny Yon Bosch, which I have that sign right here, you know. And which I bumped to Lucas Bradley. And of course, I did mention this to Owen Nelson, by the way. If he's watching this, by the way, during the time when he did Springcasturdays, I was in the comic, MobileCon at the time. I did talk to Lucas about this, and of course, Zachary Noah. When I talked to Owen about it, he's like in shock. I mean, I was like, wow, I did not know that. Watch this, Owen. It's for you. And of course, when I did mention to Owen about this, Tina Turner, and I don't know, yeah, I'm not gonna say her name, but she said basically about Tina Turner passed away, and I was in shock. I was in the high school graduation for my good friend who is reunited with me, sister who her name is Sierra Gunn. She's not at college now, so at Augusta, Georgia. So basically, if you watch Sierra, I haven't seen him since high school graduation, but I did talk to you about your thing over here, so it does make sense. So there you go. That was like a week during the time I met Lucas and Zachary. So there you go. Continue on.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for coming on the podcast today, my friend. It's been a lot of fun talking to you. Is there anything else that we didn't get to mention that you really want to mention before we end this?
Yes. In addition to like you say, I'm a mascot performer. I'm also I'm one of the co-hosts of a podcast myself called the Mascot Support Group podcast, in
which I'll talk about in those react. I did mention this to Chad. I was one of the members of Patreon of the Mascot Support Group, and he was a co-host in that time. I don't know what happened to Lucas in that time frame, but I did support Chad in a Patreon support, and that's me, of course. And he did mention this too, where I did support him in Chad on Patreon, the Gorilla and Hux Gamer. I was like, come on. It was like, I gotta be a supporter. And then I'm like, credited as my name. Coming soon to LJPCBM. I'll do the react to mascot support group. But basically, Hux Gamer is a great Hux. Huxy. But that's me. Continue on.
We're basically a mascot and entertainment podcast.
Yeah.
We've had Ken Scott, who played Michelangelo in the Teenage Mutant live action 90s movies.
Wow.
Oh gosh. We had one of the guests we had earlier, which is really funny. Oscar, who was a circus clown for Ringling Brothers, was also the handler for Houston Astros. Yes, when they won the World Series. I'm a Braves fan.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, I think I'm very honored to be part of that podcast, and I also have a section in the podcast in which I talk about The Masked Singer. I'm a Masked Singer fan. I was on the show as a virtual audience member.
Nice.
Wow.
Yes, it was awesome, and I also have Hangout with Chaz and Hux, which is a weekly Instagram live stream.
Wait. What was that? Hang on.
Hangout with Chaz and Hux, which is a weekly
Chaz and Hux, yeah. I was one of the members in the chat in 2022 saying hey to Hux, and he said he did react to Very Odd Gamer. How's it go with you? I'm like, I was doing pepperoni jokes at the time to Hux, you know. I said it to Hux one time, and he said, I did react to pepperoni jokes one time, and I did not react to Pepper Ann jokes. No, I did make Pepper Ann jokes one time, and I said, "Hey, Alex, how you doing?" And he said, "Yeah, this is a guy from the LJPCBM Superior Gamer, dude. Look, how you doing? Doing good, but dude, how's it going with you?" Like, doing this. I was doing this, you know, to him because I was like a heavy metal dude myself, but that's make more sense. But that's my advice. Let's conclude it off.
Instagram live stream every Friday night at around 8 p.m. Eastern time.
Cool.
This is where we just hang out, we chat and hugs, we talk about whatever it is we did not talk about on the podcast. We just talk about it as like an extra feature.
Yes.
Awesome. Wonderful. Well, yeah, definitely everybody check those things out. Support our friend Lucas and all that he does. Follow his TikTok and all those great things. Thank you again, Lucas, for coming on the podcast. I really, really appreciate it. To all the fans out there, I am looking for people who make music. So if you make your own versions of Barney music that we can feature here on the show, I'm looking for you to submit that to me. We'll give you a shout out. We'll put the music in. We just love to hear from your creative side. So thank you so much. That has been this episode for today. I hope to see you next time on the Spots of Love. Bye.
And remember, I love you. Mwah.
So that was Spots of Love Podcast, episode 3. Lucas Bradley, a Barney fan, costume performer, and things like that. All the above. What did I think about this episode? I think it was amazing. So far, this episode was a success. That was episode of 1,458. Hope you enjoy it. Stay tuned. Next is going to be LJPCBM 1,459, which will be about Orient Barney fans, Spots of Love Podcast, episode 4. Till next time, so just Bob, so baby, goodbye, LJPCBM, so stay out. See ya.
Given unto me this life I'll never take for granted, and given all the time I fail to really understand it, I never sought to meet the maker of reality, the one who gave the life that which is always happening, but I all the time. I ask, why me? Why was I the one to see things as I do under the moonlight and the sun? Perception is the question, and the giver holds the key.